Hello and welcome to the Infuse You Podcast. For those of you that are just tuning in, my name is Teresa and I am your host. We are in season 4 of this podcast, and I'm super excited for today's guest. So, this podcast was originally created to fill the cups up of women and young girls across the world. However, this podcast has turned into a platform that allows other women to share their journeys, their testimonies, and how they live their lives authentically and how they can empower other women across the world. So, my special guest today needs no introduction, but I will give you one. Her name is Shantoya Nicole or Shantoya Thomas, depending on when you met her and what time and what name she was using. But that is her full name, Shantoya Nicole Thomas. And I met this beautiful soul at a community fitness event many years ago. We've
Yeah.
stayed connected. We may not get to see each other in person all the time, but I stay connected on social media and I'm following her journey. But fitness is not why I invited her today. So I invited her to join me today because she is a visionary leader, a youth advocate, a seasoned educator, and she has a mission to empower underserved communities through education, mentorship, and social emotional support. As the site director of Brighter View Foundation, she brings over 15 years of experience in behavioral health, child development, and community outreach. And I am so excited for you guys to learn more about her, her journey, her vision, and her impact. So, welcome, Shantoya, and thank you so much for saying yes to this interview. And before we dive into the questions that I have for you today, can you please share with us what your favorite life quote is?
Yes, and hello, hello. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I love connecting on these platforms. But favorite life quote, and it changes sometimes for me, but right now I'm in a season of the quote was said, I don't remember the name of the author entrepreneur, but legacy is not about what you leave to people, but what you leave in people. And I'm so honored that my journey has led me to a point to where I get to impact so many lives, not just with things, because when you grow up in poverty, it's all the things you want. But now I'm really in a season of, yeah, being able to feed more people with impact internally so that they can duplicate, and the legacy that I'm creating and God has put in me can go far beyond me is the goal.
I love that. I love that. Yes, when we think of legacy, we always think of houses, businesses, things that we're going to leave behind. Who's going to get your clothes?
Yes.
Who's going to carry this tradition on? But I really like that you say to leave something impactful internally, because when we leave this world, we can't take any of those things with us.
None
So I
of
love
it.
it.
And so, yeah, really dedicating more time to that inner work because that's what produces all of those things that we're working for. So, yeah, I'm grateful to be in this season.
Awesome. So, for those of you that may not know you and they're watching this episode, can you please share a little bit more about yourself? I know I gave a great introduction, but anything else that you want to share about your family, your career, where you're from?
That's loaded. It seems like every time I do one of these, something else comes out, or I'm, like, oh yeah, and that too. So for me, I'm an Arizona native. That most people don't know because I do bring my Cali girl spirit because I grew up between the two places with family, large amounts of family. Yeah, I'm a Southern Cal girl. It's in me. But yeah, Arizona is actually the birthplace. So I love it here. I love watching the growth, the influx of people, but nothing replaces California. And I'm at a great place to where I don't have to choose anymore because business is in expansion mode. So I get to enjoy all of it. But as far as the question about more about me, just follow along the journey because it's so layered, and I think that's at this point of wisdom, when you look at all the layers and how they come together, every piece of the journey has led to this point. And when you're in the journey, it's not as glorious. But when you look back at the journey, you're like, dang, I made it. I survived that. I'm doing that. And so it's great.
That's awesome. We don't meet too many Arizona natives. My husband is a native, and he tells me that I can't claim Cali anymore because I've been here for so long, but I'm a SoCal girl as well. San Bernardino,
It's
California
in
is
you.
my That's where I was born, but I've been here for well over 30 years, but it's still in me. It's tattooed on me. So that's how much I
Oh,
love California. So we share that
and
in common. Yes.
yes, yes, it's
So we're going to
different.
start. Yes, so we're going to start the interview talking a little bit about Brighter View. So, can you explain your journey on becoming the director of this organization? How did that come about?
Yeah, and the growth. So I have been in social services for I like to cap it, at that 15, 20, but over 30 years, and it's a blessing. I started out in college, just keeping a few kids, so I thought to help pay the bills, but that turned into childcare centers, working with foster youth, and just, again, I think without realizing it, I naturally love to mentor and impact families. But it wasn't until I became a mom to a very special one that my world kind of flipped upside down because I wasn't just a provider or worker in this field. Now I'm a mom navigating this system that can be really cool. And with everything I thought I knew, it was just like, are they serious? What? Not my kid. And so that is the spirit behind Brighter View. It was a very tough, trying time. But in that season, someone close to me just whispered in my ear, you have to have a brighter view. So that is the spirit of Brighter View. No matter what you're going through, your struggles, it's when we connect and get with others that we can get over whatever that hump or that bottleneck we're going through. So Brighter View has just stuck with me. After that, we pray, we move forward, and things eventually become all right. But it's a matter of focusing on solutions and not the problems. So that's the journey to Brighter View. And this year we celebrated 7 years in the nonprofit space, just for me saying, not my child, not my family, and taking that walk. So in that, I've had other businesses. I have multiple businesses. But like I say, throughout that journey, all of those skills come into play. And so now it's this great thing. So future forward is even brighter. It's unbelievable.
That's so awesome, Shantoya. Now, I know that you can go on the website and find this, but in your words, what is the mission of Brighter View Foundation?
Yeah. So, what I tell people in a nutshell to make it easy for you, job creation for adults with disabilities that lead to independent living. My goal is whether they're in their own home, a host home. I prefer not to have my child ever be in a group home. I tell everybody that I'll come from heaven and pay you some visits, but creating more opportunities so that we can see the world differently. So we do that through the education pieces, supported living, creating jobs opportunities now. There's so many ways to which we do that, but at the heart of me, that's my mission. I just want my daughter to have a chance at a brighter future, just like all the rest of us have. Let her make her mistakes, live her life, and just be. That's the joy of living.
Exactly. And then what specific programs and services do you offer at Brighter View that you would like to share with the listeners?
So I don't want to spoil the interview, but we're going through a great season. So we're rebranding under the Bevlick Brighterview Life Enrichment Center. I've used it in terminology, but I had not taken it all the way there. But under that umbrella, we are a nonprofit entity, but we have multiple for profits because I believe in creating the jobs that I want others to invest in. And so I've been blessed in that route. So we have services. We contract with DDD, Division of Developmental Disabilities, and VR, vocational rehab, so that we can really get into the heart of people and create the jobs, the job trainings, so that major employers see them as viable work candidates. Outside of that, we have a trucking industry. So we are carriers across the state, non medical transport. I can't even remember all. We host events, social events. I believe socializing, kind of how you and I met, is how you get to the heart of people. I come from a mother who, through social services, name, phone number, ID, I'm already in a bad place. Somebody just come care about me. So I just carry that philosophy. But, we create what we need to fulfill the mission. Rental, independent living, we license host homes. So there's a lot of business going on to support the mission. And I'm just in a great place right now to have an amazing team be able to do other things. So while I am the director, CEO, founder, but now I'm moving up a level so I can actually move out the way so others can carry some of the load. So it's a great season, right?
That's awesome. I learned something new. I didn't know that you offered all of that. That is a lot.
I know it's a lot to say. So websites are being updated, rebranding is going on, and we're really working with high level people in the community that have joined the board like, okay, You've done enough. Let us help you. And I appreciate that because now the vision and the impact is just going to spread. We're looking into new states, spreading territory. So, yeah, God is doing a thing. God is doing a thing.
That's amazing. Now, can you share, if you can, a success story, excuse me, about an individual whose life has been changed based on the work of your foundation? I'm sure
Ooh,
you have many. You have
let me
many.
choose one.
I know.
No, but I really want to highlight one of the couples that we get to work with. Back in the day, when I was working in the field, this person was part of my day programming that I worked for another organization. And I just care about people and we've stayed connected. And to now fast speed ahead, I think she just told me the other day, 14 years later, 15 years later, to see her as an adult with disabilities who's gotten guardianship. So that means taking control of her life, got married, found love. They live independently. And through our agency, they're able to receive supports in home to garner success. To me, that's perfect. It might seem simple to some, but just to have been there, whether it was at the staff at one point, just a friend and natural support at others, and now as almost the model of brighter view, what I want to see for my own child. If that's what you want for your life, let us help you make that happen. And yeah, that's just one of so many. Like when I hear it, it's like hard to believe that I did that. I helped, because it's just humanity and us doing what we were really put on earth to do. And to receive such high accolade and praise is just amazing.
Yes, well, I appreciate all that you guys are doing being a mom of a special needs adult daughter who will be 27 this year. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my husband and I have been able to be her guardians, be there for her, to be her advocate because she's non-mobile, nonverbal, and if we don't speak up for her, like you're
Yeah.
helping so many other people find their voice, nobody
Yeah.
will do it.
Yeah, and creating a safer because I heard you say this is where I always go, you and your husband, but a safer community to where she can have extensions even with all you laid out. That's what people see first, but she's still a human being. She's still an
Mhm.
adult. She still wants to live. I bet you her smile lights up a room. So we just want to make sure that we're creating an inclusive world environment where our babies can be safe. And
Yes.
I wish the whole world was like that. We're working on it. But through the Brighter View Life Enrichment Center, at least I can create a space where that happens. Yeah, I know the struggles we
Yeah.
go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
It
it's a
takes a
blessing
village
to keep
and
doing.
more.
Yes,
It
it
takes a
does.
village to raise a child without disabilities. If you have one with disabilities, you need more than a village because it's a lot.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people. Yeah, typical kids are a little, they're a little challenged too. But when you add that layer of the special needs and care that they absolutely need, yeah, yeah, it's a lot, and the village is amazing. I couldn't
Yeah.
do what I do without them. So, as much as people see me, I just had this conversation at the center yesterday. As much as people see me, it's the highlight of the impact of the life of the individuals that we get to work with. They're the true star of Brighter View. So, I'm the face, but yeah, you'll see a lot more of those success stories and them sharing it, just leading the way. I want to be able to fall back and just if they need a little hand up, I'm 100% there, but yeah, we have a great group.
Awesome. Now, how does the foundation incorporate the voice of the members, the people that you're helping to help leadership design programming and implement those programs?
So, that's ever changing because each person is unique with or without disability. So, I don't like to highlight disabilities, but of course, we're in business, funding models, all of those things require that designation. So, I don't want to say anything that's, contradictory. And for people who aren't in this world, I invite you in so you can learn that appropriate context. But for the question, the things we get to do is led by our members. I'm constantly like, what does your life look like? What do you want to do? And so for our group, like I said, the meeting yesterday, I started, but they took over and they finished. They were like, okay, Miss Shantoya, take notes, get some paper. Absolutely. So, I love it. I get to be a servant and the way they light up and get inspired and it's simple things. So job creation, our center is now turning into a workforce incubator. So we're just taking it to the next level. It's always been about that, but what do you want to do? And they were unleashed, one makes jewelry. How do we elevate her taking these beads? Let's teach her about the beads. Let's get her to design a line. She's doing all this naturally, but she thinks she's just passing time. So just things like that. It's so simple, it sounds like, but the real work is navigating the system. The people are amazing that I get to work with. Every last one of 'em.
Yeah, the system is a
Outwork me
challenge.
on any day. Outwork me for fun. Trust me. I've been up yeah. They're having fun and I'm like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
So,
No, I
yeah.
have to agree. The system is very challenging to navigate. We started at 19 and 18 with our daughter, and people look at us now and say, "How did you do it?" We didn't have a choice. Like you said,
Yeah.
they need the care, they need the things, and so we had to raise our hand, ask questions. And if someone said no, we go to somewhere else and say, "Hey, can you help? What experience do you have in this? What options can you offer?" Until we got everything that she needed, because she can't live without the stuff that she has. And like you said, she has to be sociable. We had to find a day program that met the
Mhm.
needs that she needed, that was
Yeah.
safe, that could care for her when we're working. And if she misses a day, you can tell in her whole attitude because that's part of her routine. She wants to go with her
Yeah,
friends
that's her
and
life.
do all the things. That's part of her life. So we call her out because we're on vacation, then people's like, "You have to talk to her and explain that." She's still a person, so we have to tell her, "Hey, you're not going to the program today, we're doing this."
Oh, that
Even though she can't talk to us back, she knows
but
when
she
you're telling
knows.
her what's going on. So I just wish, like you said, more people would get involved so they can understand. Because until you're in it, or unless you're doing this
Yes.
because you have a passion for it, they don't get it.
They don't
So
get it. And it's funny when we say nonverbal because you can't understand her, but I bet you and her have
oh,
plenty conversations.
yes, we do.
Like you
Yes.
said, you have to explain and get things in order because yeah. So they communicate and that's where we have to really get to a place I say first for the parents with nonverbal is slowing down enough to allow yourself to hear them. And
Huh?
that's what this world doesn't do enough of because even my nonverbals, we have major conversations. So I don't know how everybody else miss it, but and that's just what I want people to be more sensitive to. Sometimes we do have to be more sensitive and whether they read disability or not, be gentle with each other because like mine is
Uh-huh.
what is considered higher functioning, gorgeous little thing, but there are those cognitive neurodivergent delays in there. So I have to be really careful because people don't see it and take advantage and why? How? What are we doing? It's scary. I want her to have all the great freedoms and joys of the world, but this world can be a really scary place. So again, that's where I was early on. She's 12 now, but I'm already working towards workforce development, independent living options, social environments where there's inclusion, where one population is not set aside based off of
Uh-huh.
their level of disability because we all need each other. And that's how our children learn is by that social interaction, feeling love, feeling safe. So those are the most important pieces for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. My next question is, how do you measure the success and impact of your programs and services? How do you know that they're working? How do you
We're
do
still
quality
here.
checks?
I'm
I know
teasing.
that. I know.
So for me, it's twofolded because, I like to call myself mama on a mission. I'm all heart. Um, my daughter's happy, I'm happy. But we do on the statistical side have a full team and board that are monitoring, that are watching and doing the numbers. And I love to be in this season because it allows me to be best at what I do, which is just loving on people, teaching, leading, educating. So we keep track. We take surveys. We're in the community. We're actually out there with you. I'm a parent first and foremost. So yeah, and it's some days it's good and some days, we just wake up and work for better.
Yeah, that's all we can do. What is one thing about your foundation, excuse me, that listeners may not know?
I think how multifaceted we are. People are often, and I feel like everybody should know what I do, but I get that a lot. Like, what? I didn't know. I didn't know. But what it started out is a lot of what we're doing, I had to create to show people it's possible before I can go ask someone else to come in and help. When people scream for help, the TV and commercials make you think it's all there, but it's not always there. And sometimes you're so invested in what you have going on in your day to day, you don't even know to ask for help. So we can almost be all things to all people, but there's multiple businesses that are separate entities that are working towards this greater mission. I think some people get sidetracked by the nonprofit world and just think, oh, people are giving you these things. Oh, people are opening doors, the grants, the funding, like these things are there. They're not there. They are a whole nother beast within themselves. But what I've been really great at is just being able to create opportunities that allow us to thrive. So, like I said, the moving company, we do events, we do socials, real estate. It's just so much stuff. We have rental for events, rental equipment, but that's how we create the jobs. And that's how I'm training our adults with disabilities. So when they do enter the workforce, they're well equipped. You're not doing them a favor. They're coming in the door equipped for work. And that's another thing I would love for people to see. Don't pity us. We're good. We're good. Just join forces, support, play your role, whatever that is. There's no higher or lower role, but just don't pity us. That's.
Yeah, no, you're making it work. You're putting into one to make it work for the next. That's what my husband always says. We gotta oil this wheel so we can have this wheel keep going. So, I
Right,
mean,
that and just like you say, you guys were extremely young, 18 and 19 entering this world. You made it work, and that's
we didn't
just
have a
what we
choice. We
do.
had to just push through it, get the training.
And,
I told
and
those
it's still
doctors, train me. What do I need to know so that my daughter can go home? Because they wanted her to stay in the facility. She was too little and they didn't think we could do it. And I said, give us the training. I don't care if you got to come to my house every day and do those checks and monitor.
amen.
My door is open, just long as my
Right,
baby can come home.
and see, that's the tenacity of Miss Southwest. But, a lot of parents, they want that and they get overwhelmed and they just don't know. So we always want to be there, and I'm sure you're the same way. Be there to support them and guide them because there's no real book on raising children, period, because every
Mm-mm.
kid comes out different. But when you have a special needs kid, nobody planned that. That wasn't on the list. You were like, boy or girl, boy or girl. I just. And when the special needs come in, oftentimes the doctors don't even know. And like you say, the system's first thing is to put them in some kind of institutionalized setting. Then what? They just don't really give you opportunity. So you have to create and join forces with people in this world. And I would say in any space, it's the same. Yeah, you got to create the opportunities and just be obedient to God. He puts vision in you. He shows you that you can do it. You keep fighting and get it done.
Yeah, nope, I agree. Next question, I lost my spot. Let's see. What are the main obstacles the foundation faces in achieving its mission? I know you touched on it a little bit, but how do you overcome or how do you plan to overcome them? Because I know you already got a plan before that becomes an obstacle.
Hey, we're going to keep doing. But as a nonprofit, the first thing we always say is money. More I don't wanna say more importantly than money. Write the check, I'll make it work. But with that comes care, compassion, coming aboard, volunteering, visiting, just getting acclimated to something that you might not be as familiar with. I promise once you come in and feel the energy and see the work for yourself, the money piece becomes easier because you want to invest in something that's right. But how do you know until you experience it? So I'm big on experiences, and that's what I get to create. So, finances, but really getting people to believe not just in me, but in the individuals I get to serve.
Okay. And then what's a common misconception that people have about the work that you do?
Oh, that we just over there take care of babies, that I got it all under control. I got it all figured out. Everything's just fabulous in my world. And it is, and it is. I joke, but because I don't let it be anything other than. Even when I'm kicked and I'm down, it's okay. Been here before. And that's what comes with overcoming challenges. Yeah, I've been here before. So people think that, I don't need help or I got it all together or they're looking from afar, but I really invite you in because there's work for all of us to do.
Yeah, people are always watching from afar, and they
Yeah,
think
come
you got
on
it all
over.
together. And when they come over, "Oh, I didn't realize that you guys
Yeah,
were going through that. Oh, I didn't realize it took that much time to do that. Oh, I didn't." Well, if you
right.
come on over or ask instead of just
Yeah.
watching on social media, but
Yeah,
I
or
digress.
assuming it's not for them, a lot of people just assume it's
Yes,
not for them. So while, my heart and my mission is on serving the disability community, the neurodiverse, we do food boxes. St. Mary's Food Bank is one of ours. We do monthly food distributions. It's not an income based, a whole lot of forms. I come from a mom who was very proud, would work 2 or 3 jobs if she had to, and she did. But what does that do to the family impact? So I'm very passionate about family. I have one child that has disabilities. I have one who doesn't, but I wanted a world where we could all be together. So when you look at it, don't just think it's for them, it's for us. We're community. Every piece of it, from the head on down, is for everybody.
awesome. So the future, I know it's bright at Brighter View. Can you share what the future of the foundation looks like? What are some new projects or goals that you have on the horizon?
So we are going currently through a massive overhaul and it is working my nerves, but it's growth and it's learning how to work with people and sit in higher spaces. And it's just wonderful. So one, we're doing some rebranding so that people can clearly understand what we do and figure out a way for you to play a major role in that. The doors are open. Expansion. We're looking at expanding into Southern Cal, Houston. I've done a couple podcasts, and once people hear what we do, I just had one with a lady in Louisiana who's a mother to an adult with disabilities, which we did not know prior to the podcast. So it just took on a whole nother turn. But she was like, I wish we had that here. I didn't even know anything like this existed. And when I hear that, my heart just weeps because yes, it's good, but how can we not know that things like this exist? This is our world. So
Hmm.
definitely there needs to be more of it. It's not, as common. I am moving into more of the consulting space because we need to maximize this. Now that we've got it figured out and people can see and the work is really making impact, it's needed. It's needed in more communities and it's wanted, which is a complete joy. But, God gives you vision. So no surprise there. It's his plan. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. So tap into Brighter View. Brighter View Foundation. Bevlick is the new handle, Brighter View Life Enrichment Center, because that's what we're here to do is just help each other get through this life.
So on the consulting, Miss Shantoya Nicole, what does
Mm.
that all entail? What do you offer with your business consulting? I already seen some stuff, but I was waiting for this interview so I can get some more information. So,
So, I would like to be more available to people. There's a lot of people in my circle, in my network, and I've been so busy building Brighter View that I haven't had chance to build with the people around me because I had to go. So consulting, we're doing nonprofit consulting. I have a lot that either want a nonprofit or support nonprofits. I'd like to give you the real deal first so you can avoid some of those missteps and headaches that I made. And we do consulting in the behavioral health disability space because I want more operations like this to thrive. And so we're struggling alone, but together is how we achieve the success. So let me help you. I don't see competing businesses. I see us as collaborations. It's enough for all of us. So there's that. So the nonprofit CEO. And then for those of us that are, I was a vendor. I worked from home. I've done it all. I didn't just land here. I've went through every piece of this entrepreneurial journey the hard way. So I just want to be there to support those on that journey too. So whatever success looks like for you, let me help you build a roadmap, consult, gain some clarity, connect you with some amazing people that would love to help you as well. It's only hard when you're alone.
yep, I agree. Got to have your team with you. My
Have
next question is how can community members best support the foundation? I know that you said monetarily donations are accepted, but what else do you want to see community members get involved in, or what would you love for them to get involved in besides making a donation?
some, volunteerism. Like I say, I invite you down. We need those business owners that are willing to allow space for our individuals to work at competitive, integrated work. They want to be paid. They need to be paid. just like the rest of us. Their bills don't change because they have disabilities. They have bills too. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Got choked up.
That's all right.
But we need businesses to jump on board, give them opportunities. We're here to support. We do disability one on one training for the businesses. We'll be on site to help blend the relationship until you feel secure and the members doing great. So, those are some of the things. And just for the local community, come just be involved with us and you'll find a role. You'll see an impact, and we'll definitely make an impact for your family. So, right now, we're coming up on holiday season. Tons of great stuff about to happen. It'll be better with volunteers. Yes, better with you.
Do you have any events that are already planned that volunteers can get involved in with the holiday season coming up?
Yes. So, monthly, we do the food distribution with St. Mary's Food Bank. October, we do costume, crafts, and candy, of course. That's my play on Halloween because I like to be active. I'm not just going to give you no candy and you walking away. You got to spend some time with me.
I love it.
You gotta spend some time with me. Yes, so we do that, and it's just, bringing back those old family values where we would sit around the table. We would color together, craft together. We sit on the floor, laid out, whatever your background was. Sometimes it was just being in California, nothing else. We just go to the beach, but families were together. So we wanna
Right.
bring that back to these holiday seasons. And then November, of course, Friendsgiving. Tons of opportunities to get together and just share in our blessings. And then Christmas, we do Motown Christmas. So I think we're at number fourth annual. We partner with Toys for Tots. It's a lot of work. We get all those toys. We love to wrap them. The kids come in, they don't just get a toy and leave. Like I say, come spend some time with me. But it's a whole experience. We put on the older Christmas music that we all grew up with. We drink hot cocoa. We write our letters to Santa. The kids do that at the beginning, some cookie decorating, make a little ornament. Like we're spending time and really enjoying this season that we get to be in. And at the end, the family gets to go home with toys through our partnerships. So each year we just try to make it bigger and better. We like to serve a meal, maybe break bread, but that all depends on how much of the community we can pull in. I promise I'm working hard, but we just want it to be a memorable, magical experience during the holidays. And again, it's for everybody. We set aside time for the foster care. We set aside time for the disability community. And we just really try to get into the families' lives to make sure that whether you're at Beverly or you're at your own place, that you are feeling loved and supported through this holiday season. So I know I said come spend time, like you gotta spend time with me, but the reality is you don't, and yeah, you don't have to, but it does make a greater impact when we're together.
And so, if anyone who's listening is a family or someone with disabilities or someone that just believes that you can help them, that they need your services, what is the best way for them to reach out to let you know that they need your help?
So I would say just go to brighterviewfoundation.org. Not hard to find. We're right there. And currently, don't quote me if this site is up yet. I got to ask my team. So that's the part of growth. You learn, less and less. But the Bevlec site should be up. So that's BVLEC, Brighter View Life Enrichment Center. So there should be a site up for that. And that's going to go into more details on all the stuff we do outside of the nonprofit so that people can really know what we have to offer, how we can impact, and greater ways to come together. Because the nonprofit mission is very specific, it's around those families. But the House of Beverly, like I say, is just about creating the culture, the businesses, and fueling the drive. And we will see more of those coming up around the valley.
Awesome. So, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to share that you have not yet shared with our listeners about nonprofit, for profit, anything else Shantoya Nicole or Brighter View related?
Wow, that's a loaded bag. I just really Shantoya Nicole. So for the consulting and some of the things that I'm now able to do independently, author just came from a great event with Modern Luxury and some magazine spreads. All of this happened because of the work that's done. But for Shantoya Nicole specifically, connect with me. ShantoyaNicole.com. I should know my name because I'm moving more into the speaker realm. There's some events. There's great opportunities for you business owners to tap into some of the things I'm doing outside of the nonprofit. So really just get connected. And I have an amazing team that
Yes,
is
she does.
coming up with me, and they're powerhouses. We're talking finance, spirituality, your health, your fitness. Clearly, Miss Teresa Coleman, I was just watching one of her videos, like, yeah, let me get these mega knees back together. So, if I can't what I love about this season of my life is I have a friend who does. So let's get together because it's not only about me. I've never just been about me, but I know a little bit about Miss Teresa as well. And if it's something that's needed, I would love to be that connector. So not that I have to do everything, but I have an amazing circle of friends and people that I know that might be the answer for you. So definitely tap in.
Yes. And you brought up author. We're gonna pause there for a minute before we close this out. What did you author? You need to share that. You dropped that real gently and kept
Y'all
going.
don't know? Y'all don't know? So, I'm one of the authors in the series Six Figure Chicks. I'm in Phoenix Volume 1, and the founder of that it has become an amazing friend. So we just launched Phoenix 2, Scottsdale, Houston has 2. And what it is a series of collection of us women who have basically rose from the ashes. It's so amazing how much we have in common, but it's rare for women businesses to earn not just make, but earn. Like you get to take home six figures. Most of us are struggling through it forever. And most of us haven't even looked to be like, oh, wow, I didn't realize it's so rare. So check that fact because I did and I was floored. So it's about us mentoring, telling about our journey, overcoming the things that hold us back from reaching that level of success that we desire. So yes, that I was just in the magazine Modern Luxury Scottsdale. They did a small piece and so people are paying attention, which I love, but I want the same for you. So let's go into it. Like I said, I have an amazing circle doing amazing things. And if I'm not the author, there's 16 authors in the book. There's 15 other amazing women offering advice and support. And through the book, you can actually connect with us. We give a freebie. Some are giving sessions, some are giving, overviews of your business. Like these are tools that you pay a lot of money for. So definitely look into that and find the author that's for you and connect because we're all here to support and grow more amazing women businesses. Let's just put it out there because the women are doing their thing. And we need that
Yes.
support because we're still fighting the battle. We're still fighting the battle to be recognized.
Yeah. Yep, we are, but we here. We ain't going nowhere.
Oh, we
So
here, we doing it, and like I say, that's the best thing about connecting because what I found through connecting is there's some amazing women willing to help and pull up others, and so that's what the whole series is about, and we have mentor days. I didn't mention that. So if you have a young lady 17 to 24, I should know this by heart. Six Figure Chicks has a nonprofit edition, Her Right to Rise, to where Brighter View Foundation is the fiscal sponsor. And so I'm mentoring her through the nonprofit space. So they'll have a mentor event at ASU. Follow me. I'll make sure Teresa gets the information. But we'll be
awesome.
making amazing blankets for Amanda Hope, another nonprofit that helps family with children with cancer. So we're gonna be making these beautiful blankets for them. It's cold in those rooms. Yeah, and mentoring. So it's an amazing opportunity. And that's what I love about this circle of women is that we get to do that. I myself am on the tail end of a somewhat devastating cancer ordeal. We're not going to go too deep into that, but God is good and I'm great and in a great place. But it shakes you to the core because nobody's looking for that. So giving back is the heart of me. Collaboration is the heart of me. And again, if it's not me and Brighter View, I urge you to find that someone for you. But yeah, definitely connect. Lots of stuff going on. I can't even
Awesome.
keep up.
Well, yeah, I definitely want the information about the mentor piece. I have a friend that I work with who has a daughter that I think she might be interested in that. So I will pass that
Yes,
along. So if you
it's
send that to
great.
me,
Yes, I
yeah,
will, because when you get to pour into younger versions of yourself, well, that's success for me. That's the greatest piece of this whole journey is looking at them and just, okay, you don't have to make that mistake. You don't have to do that alone. I get to be what I felt I needed. And that's it. Just being. It's amazing. So yes.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much, Shantoya, for connecting with me and taking this time to share. I
Anytime.
don't know why it took me so long to get you on this podcast, but I too was on a journey. And I
Amen.
started this podcast just to share my own life experiences like you. I have a passion for helping people, and it was just me, no screen, audio only, because I didn't see myself right here where we're at today. And
Mhm.
I had to take time and figure out how I was gonna do that because I wanted to have other women like
Yeah,
yourself share because like you said, we have a network of people. If we don't know how to do it or we can't help, someone else can. So I thank you for
absolutely.
sharing all of your knowledge, all of the jewels that you have, and all of the
Thank
services
you.
that are available in our community. So again, you can visit Brighter View Foundation. I know the new website is going to be BVLEC, right?
Yes,
Hey,
fabulous. Better be life
I kept
enrichment
listening. And I was like, "Where's my pen?" It's up here, but I didn't see it when I was trying to pay attention. But that's the new website that you can visit. You can also visit shantoyanicole.com. I've
Mhm.
already been out there looking around, but I wanted her to share that on here because that was
Thank
something new
you.
I found out when I was out on the websites. And then Brighter View Foundation also has a YouTube channel I discovered.
Yes,
So I'm
yes,
sure
we're working on
they're
it.
gonna be using that. So you
Yes,
go there.
yes. So that'll be a lot of them, but Shantoya Nicole also has one, and that's where I do a lot of my mentoring, my business talk. One day I'm gonna grow, be like Teresa, and have my podcast. It's the script is sitting over there in the
Yes.
day. Uh, I got some ideas. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, but you'll definitely see more.
Awesome. I'm gonna go follow the Shantoya Nicole right now on YouTube. I didn't find that one, but thank you so much,
Yeah.
Shantoya. It's been nice to catch up with you. So next month is I'm gonna shout you out because you're included in this. But I already had you scheduled before I scheduled this next interview. But next month, October is National Women's Small Business Month. Nothing that Shantoya is doing is small, but she started there. So we're gonna still celebrate all of our women in business. And so next week I will be speaking with
Absolutely.
my very best friend. We've been friends for over 30 years, and she is a small business entrepreneur here in Arizona. Her name is Marcella. So she will be sharing her small business, her journey, and then where she started and where she's at. So
I love
super
that.
excited. Super excited for that interview. And then on October 11th, we will be taking a break from the podcast, just a 1 week break. My son is turning 18 on October 13th. So I will be off that weekend celebrating him all weekend long. My last baby becoming an adult. So it'll be very emotional time for me, very exciting time. So I'm just going to take a break, but we will be back after that for our last couple of episodes. You have been listening to the Infuse You podcast. I hope something was said today that will help you along your life journey. Until next time, continue to do you, be you, infuse you, and be blessed.